speaking about things that were popping into her head, or like words she was sort of like hearing in her mind, kind of thing. And I like that concept, and I wanted to take it and try it out myself. So I'm going to be attempting that with you guys. I'm going to be closing my eyes shortly and just sort of speaking whatever thoughts I think of, whatever I see, whatever I guess like words, and I'm expecting it to be very nonsensical, and yeah, but that's okay because that's sort of what I imagine stream of consciousness to be. So I'm going to be making a few mouth sounds to fill in any gaps. I expect there to be some gaps at the beginning when I'm sort of getting and finding my footing, but I think once I start blabbering away that we should be off to the races. One last thing, touching on to who I mentioned before, Julia Rose, I believe. She does sort of like tarot card readings in conjunction with other things. So it's sort of like I don't know what's the word. It's sort of like answers for questions you might have been asking. I guess that's why people come, but this will not be that. I mean, it could be that if you like what you hear, but if you don't like the nonsensicalness that I'm saying, it's just for ASMR rambling purposes, and it doesn't mean anything. I guess that's what I was trying to get at when I was, mumbling around, is whatever I say is not, doesn't mean anything. It's not tied to you or anything else. So, alright, enough of me rambling. Even though this is the point of the video, let's get right into it. So I am now closing my eyes, and I guess we can start off with what I see, and I'm actually closing my eyes tighter now, and I see sort of, I don't see much, it's very dark, but I see sort of like a half moon shape, like more like a half oval shape, and I'm hearing like some static. There's some static going on there. I'm seeing like sort of like as if we're riding a train. There's a, or maybe we're in the car, we're in a moving vehicle, and there's sort of like fence posts, and we're looking out the window, and we're just seeing the fence posts as they go by. We're either in a car or a train, and maybe there's some taller fence posts. Maybe it's like telephone poles, and I guess we're riding in a train, and we're just looking out the window, and I guess that could be like a sign, like as if your life is passing you by, kind of thing, or as if you're potentially a passenger on this train, but you're not sure where you're going, which actually I guess it could mean both, which is the opposite. Yes, you feel like you're not in control, but also you're being setting, but it's still just at the line of the horizon. So there's a nice orange, and you're very, very serene, very calm, and I guess you're trusting in the process. And sometimes we have to trust in the process, and just see where that train and life is taking us. And I guess it's, even if we don't know how we got on that train, or why we got on that train, or even where we're going, just, sitting in that moment, looking out the window, and, we're already on the train, right? So we're not gonna stop the train and panic. We're not gonna try to open a window and hop out. Like, that would be crazy. So what can we do? Well, we can either panic, or we can just sit down and enjoy the ride. And I guess that's what we're doing, and that's what you should do. You should, enjoy the ride, because the train is gonna, the destination, it already exists. So it's whether it shows up without you, the train, or doesn't. I'm actually seeing a turn in the tracks here. The train is sort of coming to a junction. It could have kept going sort of towards the sunset, sort of like in a northern journey. But instead it's turning to the right. It's going to the east. I see like a great forest to the north, a very big forest, but the train is turning away from the forest. It's sort of going along the prairies. There's like a prairie on the like a nice, well, I guess like an open field. I call it prairies, but it's just like a flat open field on the edge of the forest, and the train is, instead of going into the forest, it's turned to the right, to the east, and it's going on the side of the forest. I guess it's giving you a glimpse of the forest, but also like showing you that you have a choice. You can go to the forest whenever you want, but you don't have to. You're safe out here in the plains. And what I mean by safe, I guess I mean what is safe is what is known. So it's not that the forest is unsafe, it's that the forest is unknown. And when we're in the known, the prairies, and we can look far and wide and see what's there, see what's coming, and before we even get to it, that feels very safe to us. That feels very safe, and I guess this means that we sort of are at a place in our life where we're not like in the center of the plains, right? Because we're riding on the side of the forest. We have been playing it safe for so long, but now we're on the edge of the unknown, and we're just sort of dipping our feet in. Like, we want to take chances. We want to put ourselves out there. We want to explore, find out, but we're scared. But at the same time, we're braver than we ever have been, and we have momentum on our side. And now we're on that line, sort of like dipping your foot in the ocean, sort of letting it's a shock at first, but the know what's in there. You can't see far, but you know, the more you walk, like the more, I guess, excitement, because there's, you know, fear in the unknown, but there's also excitement if you know exactly what's gonna happen in the prairies. You walk and you see a house or a stone wall. You know exactly what's there, and you arrive, and sure, it's fine, but you know, you already knew it was there. You already knew what it was. But the forest is, you know, behind every tree, over every little hill, behind like the pile of rocks. It's like excitement, like anything could be there. You know, you find a beautiful clearing with some flowers in it that you never knew would be there. You know, it's finding like the beauty in the unknown, and there most certainly is much beauty in the unknown. I'm seeing deer sort of walking in the clearing. I'm seeing like a crystal blue pool. I'm seeing red flowers, red beautiful flowers. I'm seeing like pine needles on the ground, orange pine needles, you know, that haven't been disturbed. It's kind of like places that are familiar, but we haven't gone to for so long that they haven't been disturbed, but they're not totally alien to us. There's still, we've been there, but we forgot about it. Maybe it's kind of like more describing a feeling. It's a feeling we felt in the past, a familiar feeling, but we haven't felt this way in so long that we forgot what it's like. We forgot it exists. We forgot the beauty of it. And I guess that, you know, I'm sure I can describe things, but I'm getting sort of like the feeling of love, of falling in love, you know. I'm seeing that, you know, closing yourself off versus opening yourself up and letting yourself be vulnerable. And you have to let yourself be vulnerable to be able to feel that feeling again, the feeling of love. But at the same time, like, there's fear there. I see I guess the sun's setting and night is coming, and that, I guess, represents the fear of being caught out, you know, out in this forest when the sun sets, when, you know, we have to, I guess, trust at that point where we can't rely on our senses alone. In order to prevail, we have to trust in something else, in something greater. And I see it as maybe we're lacking some of the skills, or maybe we're currently working on some of the skills to be able to thrive in this darkness. You know, I'm talking about the setting sun darkness, but, you know, thrive in this darkness as in something we haven't explored yet, or explored in a while. Something new. But the best way to test these skills would be to put them into practice. And yeah, I guess that's the thing. We've been trying to practice these skills so that we don't get hurt, we don't get, you know, that we're prepared for whatever happens, but we've never taken the time to practice. major metal in a sense. I see the train coming to a stop at a station, and yes, the station is facing the forest, and the sun is setting, but there's, a warm, too warm, glowing lamps outside the station, and the door is open, and I guess it's up to you. You don't have to leave the train, but the train is coming back around, back to where you left. So you have the choice of returning all the way to the beginning, which is fine. The train will take you there. The train, it's not judging. The train, its job is just to transport its passengers. It doesn't care if the passengers stay on the train or get off, but it always gives the passengers the opportunity to step off the train. So the doors are opening, and I see this train station. It's unknown, but it's safe. The lights are on, and you could stay in the comfort of the train and go all the way back to the beginning, but you could also step off. And I see us stepping off the train and going to the train station, and we're just standing in the light and watching as the train leaves back around. And now, the train is gone, and we're looking ahead, looking into the forest, the dark forest, as the sun is completely set now. And, we could go out into the forest now, but maybe it's better to wait till morning. We still have the train station, and we're still, ready to take that step if necessary. But sometimes it's good to at least face your fears, as is shown by us just facing the forest and the train station. Because even in the prairies, light, the sun still sets in the prairies and the plains. And I guess sometimes to go to sleep we have to be in the dark, right? We have to be in the dark. I see us just staring off and going into the station, going into this train station. And I guess the train station is I see it. I see the doors opening and the doors closing, and I guess the doors closing, I see sort of a brightly lit, like with artificial lights. Like, it's not the soft glow outside, it's sort of like a bright white, sort of like neon, with a soft hum, a soft buzz, and it's just very, very artificial inside. I think I see us walking back out through those automatic doors and sort of taking a pillow out of our bag and sitting on one of the benches under that soft glow of the orange light outside in the fresh air. And I see us just, going to sleep, lying on one of those benches, and just, I guess, sort of at peace, but also being brave enough to cross over out of that artificial and into the crisp night air. But it's still a warm night. There's a warm breeze, and I see us falling asleep under that warm protective glow, and knowing that we're we're exactly where we need to be. That's going to be all for this stream of consciousness video. It was a lot more of a story than I thought it would be. I thought I would just be mumbling shapes, sounds, sentences, but I had my eyes closed the whole time. I did open them once or twice to see what the timing was and if my head was not drifting back from the mic. But yeah, I hope you guys liked that. I'm glad that I didn't fumble too much in the beginning. But I don't know, the image of the train sort of just popped in my mind. I don't know. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.